don't forget, it ain't the first 48 with 60 minutes.
Come with the king, best not miss. Even the score now, we need to score now. Back on that wall, when you hear that call, you know it's going down. We play from beginning to ending, you know how we finish. Turn to the bank, gotta handle our business. We need the ball, so it's time to go get it. Play with your heart when you hit, make it who you with. You know I'm with. You come to the bank and get out of line, we sending a blitz. Said who you with? You know I'm with. That purple and black, and when we attack, you know what it is.
You're now locked into Zone 32.
What the hell's happened?
What is going on?
Here?
What the fuck has happened? Oh, there it is.
Who did that?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Zone 32 podcast, episode 174. This might sound a little suspicious, but we have a sextet in tonight. My name is Jake.
Okay.
His name is Drew. His name is Will. His name is Trippy. His name is Lil Key. His name is Biggie. Honestly, that was Biggie Smalls for a second, but I was wrong. That man is still on the corner of 42nd Street, still in. No, he's not. He's dead. My bad. But I got off on a tangent. Say what's up to
a hot
people.
stat.
Very hot start.
Off to a hot stat. Great job, Jake.
That's right. Great job, me. Anyway, let's jump into it. Just when I thought that was out, they pull me back in. We mentioned last week.
Will doesn't
I fucking did it. I don't care. Will
can't do it. You can't.
Yeah, it's fine. It's the weakest of the three movies anyway. But I still. Oh, please. Will probably seen The Sopranos and saw fucking still do that. So it's fine.
Yeah,
you can think it's The Sopranos.
Yeah, he thought it was a Sopranos reference.
That's fine. It's same bullshit. We mentioned last week that a Christmas miracle needed to take place for us to have a chance at the playoffs. And through the power of purple pants, the unlikely has happened. Not only did the Ravens beat the shit out of the Packers 41-24 at Lambeau Field, the Browns beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 13-6 to keep our playoff hopes alive and set up a showdown on Sunday for the AFC North against these Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, let's get back to the other game. Lamar didn't play. Snoop did, and he did enough not to lose because Derrick Henry ran 36 carries for 216 yards and 4 tuds, becoming the 10th all-time leading rusher, passing Tony Dorsett, and he's the 4th all-time rushing touchdown scorer behind Marcus Allen, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Emmitt Smith. But enough of that. Drew, I'm starting with you as always. Give me your thoughts on what you correctly predicted on the last episode.
I kind of nailed this. We were going to win, the Steelers were going to lose, and then it was going to come down to week 18. NFL scriptwriters wanted it to happen, so it was bound to happen. Shockingly, John Harbaugh let Derrick Henry carry the ball a career-high amount of times. Nobody could have seen that one coming or that it would work. Who would have guessed that having top 5 all-time running back running the ball 36 times would end well. And then, shout out Shedeur Sanders. I've been a day one Shedeur guy. I've never said a negative thing about him on the internet. Not a single time.
Always been a believer.
I was always like, he's getting screwed. He should have been first overall pick, greatest quarterback of all time. I don't know why.
I attended his number retirement at Colorado. So I don't know.
Yeah, same. We went together. Will and I are just day one Shedeur guys. No, but I mean, honestly, things just worked out well for the Ravens. It's about fucking time something went our way this year. No Lamar and, Huntley. Huntley with the veneers is a totally different guy. I don't think enough people talk about, what that's done for his confidence level. And I think that's the only reason he's good at football now is that he just, he feels good. Well, look good, feel good, play good. I feel like that's, it just he goes to Miami.
Gets good Deion callback there. Good Sanders callback.
Yeah, Shedeur's dad. People forget that, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's not much to complain about. I mean, Zach Orr pulled his typical terrorism of soft coverage and letting guys get wide open, and then blame secondary for miscommunications and bad technique and whatever dumb shit he said this week. But why are we doing this to me, Will? Why? Why? I don't even know who. I don't even want to get into whoever this person is.
This is a big time Zone 32 day one listener, Valen. Valen's been on every episode. I feel like comment.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, no, nothing but good things to say about this team. To be honest, right now, I specifically said it last week. If we won and the Steelers lost, I was going to buy fully back into this team. So I'm fucking back in. Let's go get us in the playoffs. We're going to win the Super Bowl. Lamar's going to hoist the Lombardi. Everybody's going to have to shut the fuck up and kiss his feet, and that's where we're at.
Okay. So you know what is happening? We are watching in real time. We are watching John Harbaugh's resurrection from the dead. This man was going to be just cast out into the fucking wilderness, and this team is like, it reminds me kind of like the 2011 Giants team that was just kind of like dead to rights. Like nobody really thought there was anything going on there, and they just go on a run. That Packers game was the blueprint for winning a Super Bowl. That's how you win a Super Bowl. Whether it's Lamar or it's Huntley or whoever it is, you give the ball to Derrick Henry and you play good defense, you force turnovers, you're going to win fucking games in January and December. So
if we want to get into like the X's and O's here, the offense you can call for Tyler Huntley is very limited because he's really not that good. He's a one read and go quarterback. Like that's what he's always been. That's all he's capable of. Despite Chicken Man saying a couple years ago that he threw the best deep ball on the team, like that's really not.
What about this person and what he's saying? Drone Hunter.
Huntley is better than Lamar.
I was waiting for this one. I was waiting for that one.
You got to understand, this is a Jets fan, so he really doesn't.
This person lives in New Jersey by choice. He lives in New Jersey and he hunts drones. Yeah. Still to this day, he hunts drones.
He lives right on the Jersey Shore and he just goes outside all day and watches.
Jet fans should not be taught this shit because they fucked that money up when they let Sam Darnold go. You see what Sam Darnold doing in Seattle, man.
You could just say the Jets fucked up.
The Jets is the Jets. They don't even need to be talked about just because it's a miserable existence. It's the only thing that makes Jets fans feel good is the Browns because it's the same.
I don't know. Do they really though? Because now Eli Manning's gone and Tom Coughlin's gone, and those two Super Bowls are almost a decade or over a decade in the past at this point. Like,
even then,
are they really any different?
Even the Jets can still look back on 1968 when my mom was a toddler. The Browns have the fucking 40s and World War II to look back fondly on. So none of those people are alive to even look back on that other than fumbling against John Elway and watching John Elway beat them and then losing and Art Modell deciding the city of Cleveland fucking sucks and moved the team to Baltimore. So then we're going to keep this Stockholm syndrome and maintain the Browns.
The city of New York is just terrible at
This is
football.
unbelievable.
Like the Bills have never won. The Jets won like one time when Joe Namath, guaranteed a win. And then the Giants got 2 fluke Super Bowls. And then other than that, they've just been a loser city for football. One of the biggest markets, the league headquarters is there, and they suck it up all the time. It's embarrassing. What does this fucking moron want? God damn. Why do we do this? Like, why do we open up YouTube comments?
All right.
I've
never done this before, but I'm banning this person from the you're in timeout. You're in timeout. Next time you're banned, buddy.
Just fucking go home. They said hi again. Well, what the fuck did you do? Give him another option. Now Will's getting attacked by a fucking cat.
That's probably a bat. That's a bot paid for by Dean Spanos. So there you go.
Will, what is happening? Why is this individual still commenting? Can we just kill him instead of banning him? Is that possible? Can you get like an address? And then Montante can drone strike him. All right. Anyway, back to
things have gone off the rails very quickly. We got
back to the task at hand.
Face. We got Yipsy River, Rivero 9234 spamming the comments. It's crazy around here.
So
clearly a bot paid for by the Spanos family. It's okay.
I think the last time we had Keon was right before the AFC Championship game in 2023. Am I right on that? Or have you been on?
That is correct.
No, I think
that
you've been
was
on
the
since
day.
then.
I think I did appear after that, maybe like once.
I think you came on last season,
draft.
early on last season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
Mhm.
Oh wait,
So,
was
yeah,
the opening day, opening night against the Chiefs?
It was the draft. It was the draft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I remember.
Oh, Drew's crash out with Malachi Starks. I remember.
No,
the
not
day.
this year's draft. The draft before, I was much better behaved. The draft before. This draft, I had people high up in the Baltimore organization worried about my mental health. So, we did get Mike Green though, so I'm happy with that. They still hate Malachi Starks. He kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So, Key, we got a lot to catch up on with you. Then it's been a while, but how are you feeling about this season so far? Are you confident? I guess Sunday. This season is what it is, but
Right. I mean, this season, I do feel like, of course, it's been overloaded with injuries. The defense has been non-existent. I feel like, that's been like the Ravens' identity for years. Defense, and this year they completely got away from that. And I personally feel like we didn't lose much on the defensive side of our team this past season. So I think it falls back on Zach Orr. I think it's the scheme that in the places that our DBs and everyone is put in, as far as the blitz, when the blitz would I feel like he doesn't know how to disguise different blitz. I feel like it's very predictable. It's Pop Warner defense.
Yeah, I mean, no.
It sounds like you've been listening to the podcast. Yeah.
I mean, we know Key's a man of culture and usually is right when he says things. So I don't think that he's ever been on the air with us and actually had a wrong take. He was early on the Nate Wiggins fan club. I think he actually sold us on Nate Wiggins, I believe.
I think so. Yeah, because remember, I think the week before that, I declared that Nate Wiggins was a nerd and I didn't want him because he was like because Grant described him as a gamer and I thought he meant like he played video games like deep into the night, but in real life he meant like he's a gamer, like he's serious about his game. So I was misguided in my criticism, but then Key kind of got me on track and really educated me. And and also,
guy. When in doubt, blame Grant. It's always a good move.
I mean, what a stupid way to describe him. If you're describing a college kid as a gamer, I'm going to assume you mean like he plays fucking Fortnite and shit, Like
I legitimately logged off from that episode and I went and looked up. I was like, he's saying something about a gamer. I thought he was like a computer design major or some shit. I was like, oh god,
like Caillou Blue Kelly.
Yeah, we have this fucking dork that we're gonna draft. Like, what the fuck? And then come to find out.
I think that was my logic. Like, we can't have another Caillou Blue Kelly on the roster.
We can't have another fucking nerd.
While we on the topic of the defense, I don't know if it's just been me. Like lately, it seemed like Kyle Hamilton's presence hasn't been as strong. Is it just me that feels that way? Okay,
you know what I think is happening? I don't know if there's one player I've ever heard of that this has been the case with, and he's a Ravens legend. Probably, I know at least one person on the screen would consider him the best Raven of all time. But offenses have to game plan around Kyle Hamilton, just like they had to game plan around Ed Reed. So it's just like most of the time you're hearing this about defenses game planning around a certain player. A lot of times it's Lamar or it's Justin Jefferson or Saquon Barkley, some like just a transcendent talent. So I think that offenses are having to scheme their play calling around what Kyle Hamilton's going to do and the way he's being used. Because you talk about the way Zach Orr calls the defense and it's predictable, and that's true. The only thing that's not predictable is the way he uses Kyle Hamilton. So, I think with enough tape and enough, great offensive minds in the league, you're seeing guys adjust to, all right, we need to somehow take Kyle Hamilton out of the equation. But even by doing that, you're still creating good matchups for your defense because if they're having to dedicate resources to one guy, then I think that's why we've seen him have less of an impact, just because the offense is having to account for him more.
We're
than
also like I don't know the right, like, you put Gilman back there or you put Starks back there or you put Marlin deep in coverage, like they're getting toasted all year. And I feel like that kind of hurts, that hurts Hamilton because, like, if you look, there's a lot of times where he's a step away from a sack. He's a step late on getting over to a play. And Kyle Hamilton is very much hit the guy with the ball, not play the ball guy. which is good. You know what I mean? Like he's always, you know, in there making a play. But I feel like there are times where he's kind of locked in on meeting a guy at the sideline and lighting him up when he could probably make a play on the ball sometimes. But I mean, I really think the issue is that our defense can't play zone. So they can't, you know, they can't simulate pressure. They can't do any of these exotic blitzes because our corners can't play zone and our safeties are terrible outside of Kyle Hamilton. I really think that that's why Kyle Hamilton is, you know, struggling so far this year.
I think it was towards like the beginning of the season. It seemed like it was the same Kyle Hamilton, but like I feel like it's been a decline.
So I've been to pretty much every game. Well, look at this. Hey, thanks, Kevin, for the repost. Kevin's out here giving us repost. I think so. I've been to pretty much every game. I know Tripp's been to every game. I watch Kyle Hamilton very closely. What he's doing hasn't changed at all. I just think again, I think they're dedicating so many resources to try and prevent how disruptive he is. Did we lose Drew? I think we lost Drew. I think that's been the big problem. Well, it's not really a problem, but is he back?
I agree with what Earl said, though. I definitely think the defensive line plays a huge role in that as well.
Tripp, where are you at?
I'm right here. I was listening to y'all.
Jump in, man. Let's hear what you got to say.
I mean, I feel like, you know, teams try to scheme up for him though, like, cause he one of them ones on defense. You feel me? But I would love to see Gilman step up. I feel like the last couple games, Gilman been like taking a step back. He missing tackles, he missing interception. And I want to see that Starks I've been waiting for, like, to get more interceptions. But we're going to see Sunday.
Amen, Trippy. I've been waiting on something from Starks all year. Naldo's asking where I am. Kevin reposted the stream, and then my fucking stream.
And look, this another thing, too, right? Like, I heard Drew say he was happy about Mike Green. I'm happy, too. But you know what they always say, right? You ain't a Raven until you beat the Steelers. So
that's right.
I need them two motherfuckers to show up. You feel me?
I want to see Mike 100%. Green all over Aaron Rodgers on Sunday.
I mean, the Steelers lost that game to the Browns because they were more worried about Myles Garrett not breaking the record on Aaron Rodgers than they were about winning that game, which is nuts to me. Like that they cared that much about that. You know, and obviously shout out that Lions fan. I don't really know what was actually said by him. So if he said racial slurs, I disavow. But getting DK Metcalf suspended was a great move.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. But I'm on Drew's same wavelength here. If racial slurs were said, then I want no part of it. But
I disavow the racial slurs.
Nothing but good things.
Well, so I didn't know this, but apparently DK Metcalf and our pal J.K. Dobbins have similar first names. You know, it's Ja'Kalen Metcalf and then Ja'Kalen.
Yeah, it's Ja'Kalen versus Ja'Kalen.
Yeah. You know, where's Ja'Kalen been all year?
The difference is that DK is about that life. He will punch you out.
He got hurt, I think. He's out for the year of the Broncos.
Yeah, I think he tore his Achilles, or right?
Some bullshit, some lower leg.
So another excuse about not being able to make it up my front stairs to come beat me up. You know, 3 years later. So
yeah.
Still
Biggie,
waiting.
We haven't heard from you. What's going on? What are your thoughts here?
Hello, guys. How y'all doing? First of all,
this is the worst audio I've ever heard.
Say again.
Do you have headphones? Yeah, you're quiet.
Can y'all hear me?
I think your hands.
I think
much better.
No, for one, I said, how you guys doing? Appreciate you.
We're good.
We're
good.
Doing all right.
I saw you guys before, and I was like, man, I gotta check it out. And this was before I even met Drew online. So, but I was listening to you guys, man, and I agree a lot of what y'all said. I feel like the Kyle Hamilton situation. That Kyle Hamilton situation. You gotta understand, they're asking him to play everywhere, right? They're making him cover, they're making him blitz, they're making him play linebacker. Buchanan got hurt, but they're making him play linebacker. when you have a guy that's literally playing everywhere on the field, and mind you, you remember Kyle Hamilton hurt his shoulder, hurt his arm. What else? He took
Ankle.
some body. Yeah, so he took some body damage
He hurts everything.
while literally playing everywhere on the field. When you
Mhm.
don't grab guys that are not comparable, and you get guys like David Ajabo instead of
Hey,
actual.
That's right. Preach.
like
Preach. That
You're
bum
about to
ass
get
David
banned from- you're about
Ojabo
to
taking
get
the
banned
shit on
from
my
the
doorstep.
podcast for that.
Fuck David Ojabo. He sucks. Garbage.
So when you
He's gonna be working at Black Arnold's in a year.
right, so you have people that's not producing on the team. You find yourself all the people who can produce, they have to work extra hard. Also, I've had this issue with Zach Orr when he became our head coach. I don't think he was fully ready. Of course, he's going to accept the moment of being the defensive coordinator. So, he's going to be happy about that and be the defensive coordinator. But he wasn't quite ready for the job. I think it was too big for him, and you can tell he's still backing up the corners. You're making all the corners play
10
15
yards off the
15,
ball.
15 off the ball,
It
and then
drives me up a fucking
on top
wall.
of that, let me tell y'all something. It's not even about the fact that they can't play zone. You don't have zone corners. You have
Yeah.
man corners. Nate Wiggins
Yeah,
is a
it
man
goes-
corner.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand. You're right.
They're not zone corners. Yeah, like you're correct. But I'm just saying, like, you have man corners, and like we keep making these small changes, getting rid of this guy, getting rid of this guy. But at one point, it's like, when do we stop and say, wait a minute? Who's the head of the snake that we have not changed? We changed defensive coordinators. We changed offensive coordinators. We got rid of players. We got rid of Marcus Peters. We had all dysfunctional of Hollywood Brown and Dez Bryant, and we all made situations and changes, picked up CJ, got rid of him. Guess what? Everything still looked the same. Everything is still, it's like a replay in our minds. Every time we watch the Baltimore Ravens, like it's a replay. Like, didn't we just see that? Didn't we just see Mark Andrews glide to the outside towards the edge of the end zone just for him to get ready to drop the ball? Like, what are we doing here? We're doing it again.
It's deja vu.
What are we doing? So it's like, at this point, for me, it's like, that's why I keep saying, like, fire John Harbaugh, because it's like, when do we get rid of the head of the snake if we keep already making changes everywhere else? If that's
Me
how
and
I'm-
Trip. Me and Trip. Sorry, go ahead, Keith.
I was saying I'm all aboard with the fire Harbaugh thing. My thing is, as a head coach, I don't understand what he's coaching. He's not coaching anything. He doesn't give any input on the offense as far as the play calls on offense. He don't have no input on defensive play calling. So what is it that you're doing? You don't control the personnel. We play the Patriots and Derrick Henry is sitting on the sideline, and then afterwards in a press conference you say, "Oh, I wish we could do it again." Pretty much that it was an accident. It was a mistake, and you didn't, like, in a sense you didn't even realize it. How? So it's like, as the head coach, what are you doing?
Right.
To further piggyback on that, before you interject, Will, he's a special teams coach. Yet he has a special teams coordinator, and the special teams is terrible.
Yeah.
I was about to say the special
really,
teams has looked horrible this
what
year.
are you doing?
So the
Like-
special teams have looked bad for 3 straight years. They have not looked good in 3 years.
Can I say this? One guy told me this. He said, what does John Harbaugh actually have an advantage for the Baltimore Ravens into these games? And I had to sit there and go, And I really had to sit there and think. If you look at any other coach's offensive guru, offensive mastermind, or a person that's really good at defensive, like a good defensive coordinator, and he's really good at reading defenses. What advantage?
Or you're great at situational football.
Right. What advantage does John Harbaugh bring for this team?
So I would say
a play sheet this week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which was a fucking wild move.
That surprised me. 18 years for you to grab the play sheet? Took you
That's
18 years?
crazy.
He was
early
cosplaying
on
as a play car.
I feel like early on in his career, like, 08 to 2012, he was smart enough to get out of the way. He kind of, he butted heads with, Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and the whole mutiny shit in 2012. But, like, for the most part, he kind of got out of the way and let, I don't know, let his players play. Now he's kind of like micromanaging too much. And I feel like that's where we lose. Like his hands are in too much shit. I mean, Zach Orr is a spitting image of him. That's his that's a Harbaugh defense. That's what a Harbaugh defense has always been, is that, play soft, don't get to the quarterback, cause all kinds of fucking problems. So his time here is over. You know what I mean?
Me and Tripp were texting earlier, and we both agreed that at the bare minimum, this is what it should be. I don't know if this is what it's going to be. It doesn't sound like it's going to be this way, but Harbaugh needs to get to the Super Bowl in order to save his job. That's what I think that's what the measuring stick should be if you're Bisciotti. But don't you dare fucking correct. No,
Biscotti.
That's wrong.
Biscotti.
I want to interject into my own story here, or my own point, that when we were at the Pats game, Steve came out and Drew immediately started screaming, "Steve, how do you say your name?"
And then he turned around. He said, "You've been right the whole time."
No, he didn't. He flashed a peace sign at Trippy, and then he went on his way.
And then he came over and he said, "Yeah, that Will guy's a moron. We are, you're right."
No, Drew's screaming at a guy worth $8 billion. How do you say your name?
I treat him like I treat everybody else.
Yeah, I respect that. Godspeed.
Yeah, but no, I think, I mean, if it was all about, like, everything everybody said is absolutely accurate, true, valid, I don't think that he's gonna get fired. But if I was in Bisciotti's position, it would be, you got to get to the Super Bowl. You got to get past that AFC Championship game hump that you've gotten to and shit the bed. And really, it's even like at that point, I still might be pissed off and fire him, because it's been 18 fucking years. And
I might be on my own here. I might be on my own here, but I don't think how this season ends matters at all for his job. I think it's totally a Lamar call at this point.
I personally feel that way as well, but I do think though, which kind of sucks in a way, because I do think, let's just say, so happen, okay, we do go to the Super Bowl this year, and granted, win it. I think that saves Hobbs, and we're stuck with that.
Also winning buys goodwill, and if we're winning and we win a Super Bowl, I would say that means Harbaugh, demonstrated a change. And if Lamar's willing to get behind that change and kind of forgives Harbaugh for all the terrorism he's done over his 8-year career, maybe I can change too. I don't know. I want him gone. I think that it's time. I think the longer he coaches here, the more damage he does to his coaching legacy. And just
I want him gone too.
Yeah, right.
I think him. This was what I said, because I had a conversation about people with this one. I feel like him making the playoffs is an argument that he's probably going to use to keep his job. I think if he didn't make the playoffs this year, it would cause a conversation between the office and Steve, and then Steve would actually have to find a conversation he would have to have with the people of Baltimore, because it's been a long time that Steve has actually had a full press conference talk with everyone. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like them not making the playoffs this year, with having the number 1 rated team before the season started, they're going to say, okay, how do you have the number 1 rated team when the season started and you failed to get to the playoffs? And this would be one of the biggest moments that, as fans that always wanted John Harbaugh, would be for this year for him to be fired. But like I said, I was kind of mad because the Ravens just beat the Packers and the Steelers just lost to the Browns. So that means John is still here.
Well, I'm happy.
I'm happy. I'm happy as a Raven fan. Like, I'm happy for us to complete for the playoffs. But at the same time, I'm kind of like also mad because, like I said, John Harbaugh might have just saved his job, is what I'm saying. It's like
I kind of get his point that that was the the slam dunk route to Harbaugh.
Yeah, it was it was like our biggest chance for him being fired. That was
it was a cut and dry argument at that point. Like, nobody can fight that Harbaugh should keep his job if we miss the playoffs. Now that we're potentially making the playoffs, there's always an opportunity he comes back. I think my issue with that thought process is that even unless we win a Super Bowl, like, we're going to lose because of something John Harbaugh does. You know what I mean? Like the same problems are going to be evident again. And so if you're Steve Biscotti, are you looking at this and saying,
Biscotti.
"Oh, Biscotti, we made a decent run."
It's Biscotti.
It's Biscotti. Yeah, it's Biscotti. But like,
It's Biscotti.
It's Biscotti.
No, it's Biscotti. He's got to win a fucking Super Bowl
next
again.
to me when he confirmed.
Fuck that.
You were right next to me when he confirmed. That's how he says his name.
No, Trippy is personal friends with him.
Yeah, Trippy's.
I'll tell you what, he can be Biscotti either.
Paid him to delete.
He can be Biscotti if either they win the Super Bowl this year, or the Ravens and John Harbaugh part ways this offseason. Because they ain't gonna get fired. They'll do a mutual parting of ways bullshit if that's the case.
Yeah,
that's because you don't want to coach no more.
That's true too.
I have a question for all of you guys. I know how Drew found out, but has any of y'all heard the word Daniel Falala? Have y'all heard about that?
I heard it in a video earlier today.
Okay, you found out today. You found out today.
Before we get into said video, I do have some admin to clear up. So there's a contract extension announced today as John, and also a release earlier in the week.
We had two contract extensions today, Jake.
What was the other one? All I know about who?
Nick Moore, our long snapper.
Oh, the long snapper. Good for him.
That's a good extension.
Yo, for real?
Yeah, he broke it on Zach's podcast with the fraud.
With Ryan Ripken.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the streak was fake, but it's fine. We can have that conversation
well,
another day.
Well, either way,
this throws in this bullshit.
Well, either way, hold on.
Kevin Costner fucked his wife.
That's fine, but either way, hello, John Jenkins, and goodbye, Zangief.
All right.
You got to give Will a little bit more warning than that. He's not as
crazy. That wasn't really a transition.
Because a couple of days ago, I uploaded a video of Daniel Falala.
I got the 10% icon on my screen. I don't know what the fuck's happening here.
Yeah, make sure Max.
Make sure Max cuts this part out.
Because a couple of days ago, I uploaded a video of Daniel Falala whole year of bad blocking, and you felt like it was okay to counteract me by waving Ben Cleveland. But now you're going to get raised. You thought that was funny. You thought that was funny.
I don't know if it's playing on
You
screen.
thought it was you could do that to me.
He's playing.
You thought you could do that to me? You thought you could do that to me? Thought you could do that to me? You thought you could do that to me? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You think you can release Ben Cleveland and I'm not going to get angry? Well, finally, you did it. And here we go. I promise you, you better hope I don't show up to one of those games. You better hope. I swear, I promise you, I'm here. You have awoken me. You have released my favorite player on the Baltimore Ravens. And you're going to pay for this one.
So as we're getting into that, I gotta ask Biggie, who are you challenging in the steel cage? Is it EDC or is it Harbs or is it both? You doing a triple threat in the steel cage?
What the fuck is going on?
So in a triple threat match, you said who am I? Who?
Are you challenging John Harbaugh or EDC in the steel cage match for releasing Ben Cleveland and keeping
John
Daniel Falala?
John Harbaugh.
Because a couple of days ago, I uploaded a video.
Ben Cleveland was ass, man. That's why he got cut.
That's not true. That's not what happened. That's not true.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. All right.
Bro, you're talking to a guy that paid attention to his stats, paid attention to what he did.
Bro, them stats don't mean nothing when you ain't performing in practice.
Correct. Now, did you see his game film?
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago.
Okay, right. So every time he's had his game film, he looked better than Daniel Falala every time. Every single offensive player that plays lineman.
I mean, you're right, but obviously the coaches see something I mean, they see something in Filet later. They don't see
So
him being Cleveland.
Trippy, here's
Hold
my.
on. Can hold on, wait. Let me answer it. Like, so same thing, right? Trippy, let's say this is what I say to people because everybody tries to argue me with Ben Cleveland, right? So Trippy, here's the thing, right? Check this. Would you argue that Emory Jones is better than Daniel Falele? Would you agree?
I mean, yeah, but we ain't see what he got yet. I mean, you know,
Come on.
he's still a rookie.
Yes, we did. He started with
I'm
Andrew
just
Horton.
being honest, bro. He's still a rookie, though.
Andrew
All right, so
Voorhees got hurt.
I'm
You saw
fluent.
everybody saw it.
I'm fluent in Trippy.
He played for
so
3 quarters.
I think I can
Trippy.
sell Trippy on this. You know, we all agree that part of Harbaugh's, biggest flaw is that he is too loyal to his own guys. And so he's been in the Falele camp since Falele was a teenager in New Zealand or Australia, wherever the fuck he's from. And then, he followed him to college. His brother was all over him in college too. Like, this is a guy that he's had some kind of relationship with for like a decade before he was even on the Ravens. And so he's now given Falele every opportunity to fail. And he's failed masterfully. I mean, he's been a horrible guard. Like, there is no way that
he got national attention how bad he is. It's crazy.
So Trippy, my question to you is not so much of, about Ben Cleveland specifically or Emory Jones specifically, but like, we're all in agreement that Falele's not the guy. And so when you're John,
and Ben Cleveland not the guy either. That's what I'm saying. We
but
probably just gotta find somebody.
He hasn't really been given a shot. You know what I mean? So like my issue with that
man was ass in practice.
But why do you?
No
but who cares? It's practice. It's practice. Why do you bring Ben Cleveland back this year with no intention of giving him a legitimate opportunity to compete against Daniel Falele? It's more of a philosophical issue for me. So like, I like Ben Cleveland. I love the memes. He's a squirrel eater. He's a big, oaf, and like, on paper looks like a great idea for a guard. I don't know how he would have worked out. I feel like he'd be at least the same as Falele, if not better, because I think if you put anybody in at right guard, that's a professional offensive lineman, they'd be, just as good, if not better than Falele. But like, my beef with continuing to play Falele is that he's clearly not equipped to play the position. You had Ben Cleveland on your roster. You have Emory Jones on your roster. You have Bullock on your roster. You have Vincent on the roster. Like, you have other offensive linemen. Why not give somebody else a look besides Falele? That's where
I like Vincent too. I asked him, can he play guard? He said, I can play whatever. I like your.
Yeah, right. So like, I mean, again, I have no beef with wanting to try Cleveland. Like, yeah, he hasn't really shown you much. He hasn't been given much of an opportunity either. So like, you really don't know what you have there. I've heard all the rumors about practice and that he can't figure out the playbook and that he doesn't care in practice. I don't give a fuck about practice. So like, that doesn't discount him for me, but clearly it matters to John. So that's why John's put him in the doghouse since he got drafted. And like, that's what we hate as fans. This is the same guy who shelved Keaton Mitchell for 8 weeks. This is the same guy who
man Evan Iverson talking about practice.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we're not talking about a game. We're talking about practice.
Right, but he's not Evan Iverson.
He's supposed to be the franchise player. Talking about games. We should be talking not talking about practice. I'm sure.
I got a question for Big E though. Did a pipe burst in your house or something? Why were you dripping with water in the video?
I was really pissed off that day.
You got your finger over.
I think you're blocking your mic again. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I said I got really pissed off that day. Like really pissed off.
I can't blame you.
So you broke the water pipe?
I didn't break the pipe. But no, I was smashing. I was smashing water bottles.
It looked fucking moist.
You smashed the water bottles. Okay.
I was doing a lot that day. I was just really pissed off. I was crashing out. And let me say this, since we're on the Ben Cleveland topic, okay? This is one of my biggest things. They make him like such a bad they make him out such bad. Dude, the man literally walked in on his wife getting dogged out in his house. And everybody's, oh my God.
Hey, that's wild.
Hold on. And everybody's like, oh my God, he's Ben Cleveland's a drunk. Yeah, because that was the way he handled the emotions of his girl getting dogged out. How does anyone else react?
I would prefer my offensive linemen to have like drinking problems and unsafe in
Yeah,
vehicles.
but
I feel like
what
that's
I'm saying, but
you
what
know
I'm
good.
saying is what I'm saying
He
is
went
they
to
used
Georgia.
it, but I'm saying is they used
he had a traffic violation. Excuse me. He went to
Right.
fucking Georgia.
Yeah,
That's like a
but that's
prerequisite
why
for getting this
that's what I'm
fucking
saying. They
scholarship
try to
there.
make it out, but that's what I'm saying. They try to. That's why I said I didn't like John because John was trying to make it out like he was just such a bad guy and he's not doing right. The man came in one of the best shapes this year. All that rumors talking about, oh, he didn't, he's being lazy, he didn't get in shape. This year he was one of his best in shapes this year. He lost all kinds of weight. He got strong. He was ready for practice, pass conditioning test. He was ready to go. And guess what? Pete this. And also y'all remember, they said, yes, Ben Cleveland would be in competition for starting left guard. Now tell me, how do you go from competition for starting left guard to not even being on a roster? That doesn't even make any sense. So what you just literally just as I say, I always will expose the coaching. If a person that's a lineman that could be in competition for the starting spot, right? Why in the world did he all of a sudden he's worse than all the other linemen? Just poof like that. That doesn't make any sense. Nobody drops off like that. That's what I said.
Yeah, he
That's
was.
what I said. I get it where about excuses, but he's trash in practice. But that doesn't make any sense by the logical. And then here's another thing.
So I think
with
Trippy's point is that we don't know what we have with Ben Cleveland, so why are we hyping up Ben Cleveland? Like Trippy was very much about this with Voorhees too, going into the year. He was one of the first people to be like, pump the
Right.
brakes on Voorhees. We don't know what he is,
Right.
and Trippy ended up being right there, and kind of like that's the way Trippy looks at football is actually like very logical, and he wants to see something before he buys
Right.
into a player. So I'm cool with Trippy's point of view. My issue with the it's Falele's a problem. Is really what all it boils down to. Is that none of us want Falele starting anymore.
It's bad. It's bad, and
Yeah.
it's like
I want to hear Key's thoughts on this topic.
I
too.
want Key to fix our offensive line. I feel like that's the guy that could Key's got a name in his head or something. Somebody that we can go grab. It's gonna fix everything for us.
I know he's pondering over there. I see the thinker.
He's muted. Key, you're muted.
I don't have a name on my fault. I don't have a name on who I think we should pick up, but I've been over Falele. I don't understand how every week he's still starting. Like I do not understand that. Like everything y'all said, y'all pretty much just said what I wanted.
And not
to
a
say.
word from the coaching staff. That's the one that.
But it
blows my mind.
has been a word because
it has been a word. Yep.
Harbaugh said that he basically praises him. He think he looks good.
It's crazy.
I should say not a negative word from the coaching
Yeah,
staff.
so
Not an ounce of reality from them.
That's what I don't understand. It's like, how can everyone in the fan base see it? Other football players that used to play, you got Shannon Sharp and a bunch of other people calling them out on national television.
Right.
And it's just like, oh yeah, let's throw him out there again. I just don't get it.
Every week the starting offense gets announced in the stadium.
He gets booed. He gets
Home
booed.
crowd boos Falele every fucking week. And
Holy
Voorhees.
shit.
It's insane.
My wife leaned over to me when they booed him.
And
during the
Bateman,
Patriots
actually.
game. Yeah, she's like, so she heard everybody boo. She's like, damn, like everybody hates him as much as you hate him, because she just hears me downstairs screaming at him all the time.
Yeah,
and I'm like, he's fucking awful. He's that.
They was
bad.
going the shit out of him too.
The boos get louder every week.
It's almost like I'm almost at the point where I kind of feel bad for Falele, because like it's not his fault. You know what I mean? Like he knows.
Disagree. It is,
but he
his
knows
fault.
he
It is his
shouldn't be.
fault.
Well, it's his fault. He sucks, but he knows that he shouldn't be in that spot. Like he must know.
Wait. Okay, let's see. One thing I love about this show and you guys is y'all will always talk the real, and y'all know, and y'all are real. Trippy a real fan. Y'all fans. Y'all. Every time I've listened to y'all podcast, y'all speak real. The truth of the matter is, you are a professional player. We are told to regular fans, hey, you don't know what it's like to be a professional. You don't need to be speaking about this. You don't know what it's like to be at a level of that. This man is getting paid 5 times our salaries. It is your fault. And it is John Harbaugh's fault. It's your fault for stepping on Lamar Jackson twice in practice, for getting him hurt in practice. Like
I was just about to say that.
I'm sorry,
I think
bro.
he's like 50% on why Lamar's been injured this year.
Oh,
in my opinion.
I would say 100%. I mean, I don't know
if Lamar's getting hit in a game, it is even if it's not his guy that hit him, somehow he did it. It's just you go back and look at the tape, somehow he fucked it up.
Since we speaking on the offensive side of football, I did have another player that I wanted to mention. What's y'all take on Bateman?
Before y'all
waste of a roster space.
Fingernail painting, dork.
Trash.
Yeah.
True. Hey,
Tripp had a nice interaction with him at some point. I saw.
Yeah.
Hey, one sec before we continue. I just want to say shout out to the chat. I invited some Ravens fans and some people that know me. Please subscribe to the Zone 32 podcast if you're watching. These guys are real. So I know they're a little bit like what's the word? A little underestimated, I guess.
Rough around the edges. Say some words that offend people.
I feel like you guys talk your ish, and it's like some people don't want to they always want to be all positive, but y'all keep it real. So all my supporters, please, and shout out to Cries and Ashley, people that's pulling up. Please subscribe to these people, man. These are
I
cool
think
people.
I know Ashley. I'm pretty sure. I recognize the profile picture. Twitter at them.
But my take on Bateman is mixed. It's like I don't think Bateman is trash. I don't think he's been put in the right position. Like
he's the wrong fit for this offense.
Yeah,
for
he
this
creates
particular division.
He creates separation. He don't get targets though. Like we don't implement him in the offense at all.
Well, so here's my beef with Bateman is that you are a first round pick, right? Like you are, coming out of college. Yep. He's got all the physical tools. He's got the size. He's got the speed. He's got the route running. Like, you expect something out of a guy drafted at that position. He didn't, give you a first round. He didn't give you first round production on his first contract. His agent was a moron. Fucked him out of the 5th-year option. The Ravens kind of threw him a sympathy extension saying, hey, buddy, we know you need cash. We know you want cash. Like, here you go. Take this. Like, we're going to do right by you. So they do all that. He comes out last year and he plays not first-round pick caliber, but he played very well, and he played very well within his role, and he was dependable, and he didn't drop a ton of passes. He dropped some here and there, but, he also caught a bunch of touchdowns. He was great. So then you're coming into this year, you're saying that this is really your first healthy offseason. You're ready to hit the ground running, and then you're just a fucking ghost all year. He's out there running cardio half the time.
But is he getting the targets, though?
But when he gets the targets, he drops the ball. So it's like you're in this weird, never-ending cycle of, Rashad Bateman doesn't get targets. Rashad Bateman should get more targets. Rashad Bateman gets targeted and drops the ball, and so Lamar doesn't throw to him anymore, and then we're back at square one again. And it's a lot. I think a lot of it has to be on Rashad, and a lot of it's got to be, on his fucking attitude and his approach to things. He's got a lot of Hollywood Brown and a lot of diva wide receiver in him, of a guy who thinks that he should be getting the ball all the time. Right. And that's great. I want my wide receivers to want the ball. I want them to think that they're the best player on the field. But when you get thrown the damn ball, show you're the best player on the field. And that's where he doesn't have that follow through. And instead of, shutting his fucking mouth and getting better at football, he just fucking whines and cries about it, which always bothers me. He tweeted that fucking weird ass Drake. I'll never get over this. He tweeted some fucking weird ass Drake video when he signed his extension.
I'll talking play about, it right now if you want.
Yeah, no, don't play it. You're gonna play the Playboy Cardi thing, and I'm gonna fucking
Hollywood and Zay Flowers first round draft picks. They had 1,000 yards.
Right,
and Zay Flowers did it twice.
And Zay's not without his faults.
Rashad Bateman yet to have 1,000 yards. He's a first round draft pick.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what my biggest criticism of Bateman is? His preparation. He doesn't prepare like a first round pick. He doesn't prepare like a wide receiver one. He doesn't
even
him
tweet like a first round pick. He thought you and I were the same person.
Yeah,
what kind
crazy.
of moron doesn't look into their fucking enemies that way?
Right. Well,
how do you tweet a picture of Will at me and be like, "Hey, fuck you. You look like this." Like, "Hey, retard, that's not me." Just that.
You never see him with Lamar. When Lamar's doing his offseason training sessions, you always see Zay there. You saw D-Hop down there. D-Hop's only been here for a cup of coffee so far. You see D-Hop down there. You see Isaiah Likely showing up. You see Mark Andrews showing up.
Look at his Instagram page. He took all his Ravens stuff off his Instagram page.
That's another one that I don't understand. So it's like I personally think when it comes to, because we was talking about the coaching, when it comes to the coaching, I don't the offensive play calling. I think that Packers game was probably the best offensive play calling game I've seen in a while. From Todd Monken. Like it was Ravens football. We ran the ball and it was very effectively. But like, let's go to the red zone. You mentioned D-Hop. We don't target him at all. We have not given him not one pop up in the corner, nothing. And
No
we struggle.
fades, yeah.
We struggle in the red zone.
Don't worry, it's coming.
So, do you want? I could spell this out. Like Todd Monken, when Lamar Jackson is under center, he calls a way more intricate offense, I guess is the best way to put it. You know, there's a lot more longer developing routes. There's a lot more movement on the line. You know, you expect more out of the offensive linemen, and they really just can't do their job. And so the cover, you know, the blocking breaks down. Lamar's forced to get rid of the ball early. You know, a play doesn't develop long enough. The guy who was supposed to be open doesn't have enough time to get open. And then last week, what you saw is a lot of, you know, one read and go. And it was because, the offensive line can hold up for a second, and they can't hold up for 5 seconds. And so it's like what Todd does that pisses me off is that he does not call around the offensive line. Like, you know what the offensive line is at this point.
Yeah.
You know what they're capable of. You know that you got to put Ricard on the field all the time if you want to run. You know you got to not trust Falele to hold a block for 4 seconds. You know Voorhees is going to fuck up somewhere. You know Ronnie's not the same guy that he used to be. You know Linderbaum's a little bit undersized. And he's going to get fucking bullied if, you know, Falele or Voorhees miss their guy. Like, Todd knows all this shit, but he continues to call the same plays, expecting them to do better, and they're just never going to do better.
This week against Pittsburgh, I say even with the change of quarterback, you still call the same type of offense.
100%.
Agreed.
Yeah,
it's the
100%.
same thing we did in the playoff game against Pittsburgh last year, where Derrick Henry ran for 1 billion yards and 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns or whatever. We just bullied them all game. Just do it again.
I feel like their hand was forced as well. They literally, the media was saying run the ball. Shannon Sharp was saying run the ball. The fan base was saying run the ball. Even some of the coaches were saying, hey, the press conference people were saying run the ball. So like, we literally forced their hand. And on top of that, the season was on the line basically. So it was like, look, we gotta get
backs against the wall. Backs against the wall. You got to do what works.
With Lamar coming back, I would like to know how much they're gonna be really running now that he's back. Because with Lamar and Tyler Huntley, because I remember people was having a conversation about Tyler Huntley and Lamar. Tyler Huntley is just like a good game manager. That's why it worked out. It worked out. He just gonna hold it down while Lamar was hurt. His back is hurting, cool. But Lamar can just do multiple things. So their play calls are like, okay, we want Lamar. We need you to do this post out or this big curl. So they make how all these players do these long developing routes, and then people get all confused, like, oh, why Lamar not doing what Tyler Huntley's doing? But it's about the play calling and
different offenses, totally different offenses, and totally different skill levels.
Yeah, Todd's in this weird spot of like you have this fucking Ferrari in Lamar Jackson, and like sometimes you just got to drive the speed limit to score points, and like Todd wants to open it up and drive $120 down the highway, and like you don't have the guys on the line to do that anymore. So you got to do what works, and whether or not that's using Lamar to his full abilities, you just win football games. That's really all that matters. I promise you, Lamar Jackson does not give a fuck what his stat line is either. I know that there's a lot of talk about, you know, he's this selfish guy and he's obsessed with media narratives and all this bullshit. Like, I promise you, all Lamar cares about is winning. Like that's really it. That's his one motivation. That's been his one motivation since day one. Every time he talks to the media, that's all he fucking tells you is, you know, I want to win. So just it doesn't matter. He doesn't care. He doesn't have to throw for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Just win the fucking football game. You know, let Lamar put Lamar in a situation to succeed, and he'll succeed.
Lamar's been saying every game's a playoff game for like 7 straight weeks.
Right.
So, and like what you're saying, it doesn't fucking matter what his stat line is. It matters if they win the fucking game. That's all he cares about.
Yeah, that's his number one priority. You know, if we had Jake, this is a great, you know, transition into the Steelers game. So
yeah,
take it away.
Absolutely.
And here's another thing, right? People are calling for a new head coach because also we would like to see this offense and this team actually have a well-produced, well-prepared. Like I think fans are tired of the team not being prepared or not being disciplined. I think the fans are tired of like okay, like for example, right? The Lions coach, right?
Dan
What's his
Campbell.
name? Dan Campbell. He just don't know how, but he just has all his players always ready to run through a wall. There's multiple players. Eric Reed, like think about it. What if right now, uh, let's say the Chiefs had Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, what would they be doing with him right now? It's like that's how you know you need a new coach because it's like John Harbaugh and Todd Monken has one of the two dynamic runners of the football. Two of the most Lamar Jackson has proved that he can be super dynamic in passing, super dynamic in running. Why are we not creating the most craziest plays? But no, I know what we're gonna create. Let's throw a small, stupid behind the field screen to Zay Flowers to the right for 2 yards. Like what are we doing? That's all we got. Or Mark Andrews. I remember one time John Harbaugh said on the podium, he said, why Derrick Henry over Mark Andrews at the goal line?
Oh yeah, that's
I
stupid
remember
twitch
he
push.
said that.
Yeah.
Oh, I
No.
said we need, and I'm like, how does the fans not notice? We just need a new coach because did we not just hear what he just said? He just said
He
Mark
tried to
Andrews over
advocate.
Derrick Henry.
He tried to advocate for Mark Andrews taking a direct snap because he's like Derrick Henry doesn't have a lot of experience taking a direct snap. How about you direct snap it to your quarterback, you moron? You know, like that. You know, this is. I could go for hours on stupid shit that John says. He says so much dumb shit on a week in and week out basis that I forget that he says things sometimes. I totally forgot about the Mark Andrews.
He said his family was woke this week when the Browns won.
Yeah, that was nuts. Like he has no idea what woke means, right? We're all in agreement there.
Clearly not.
Yeah. There's no shot that he hasn't any idea about that. I mean, that's a fucking MAGA guy if I've ever seen one. Is Harbaugh? Like he is not woke. He is probably the opposite of woke. So,
well, on that note, the Ravens on Sunday are traveling to Yinzerland, the land of blood magic and sacrifices and bullshitting your way to 9-8 to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So this week is a little different. I mean, DK punched the Lions fan in the face, or not in the face, but on the chin. DeKalen Metcalf punched a fan. He's suspended from last week and then this week. Sounds like TJ Watt's going to be back. He doesn't have an injury designation, so he's going to play. The other key
TJ
is
Watt survived a murder attempt. People forget.
He did. The other thing is the rookie defensive lineman Derek Harmon is going to play. He didn't play in the bullshit that happened earlier this month, but with him on the field, they've been stingier against the run. They only give about 3.5 yards per carry. So, Key, I'm going to ask you like this before we get into the score predictions and everything. How confident are you in this Ravens run game against this improved Steelers run defense with them on the field?
I'm still confident. I don't think that you go into the game just strictly trying to run because I feel like that's exactly what they're going to be waiting for. Like I would love to see first play of the game, play action. You feel me? Like I don't think that you should go out there and just force feed Henry, but we should give Henry his touches. Henry should not leave this game with less than 25 touches.
You're 100% right.
So, but I just want to point out that Derrick Henry did have 25 carries against the Steelers last time. So
he did.
And that's just my thing. I'm very confident in the run, but I just think that we should still pass the ball efficiently to open up the run game a little more. And most importantly, what's going to help the run game, because I think this is why a lot of people are saying that, we should start Tyler Huntley, is because Tyler Huntley was running the ball. Lamar Jackson has to run the ball.
I was just going to say that. Lamar Jackson cranks off a 20-yard run the first drive, and I think we just fucking boat race the Steelers.
I think that Lamar running the ball is what opens up the run for Derrick Henry.
You know, and I think that this game, it can't just be a threat of Lamar running the ball. I think you need to see one run on tape. I think you need to make them really respect that run. And, really fucking that like first drive, you
design
run
runs.
Yeah, a read
Right.
option. You
Exactly.
have Lamar take it around the edge and take that shit 25 yards, and they're going to be playing on their back heels the entire game. They're going to be waiting for that Lamar run. You need to make sure that Patrick Queen is like, out of the game and just spying Lamar the entire time. You need to take at least one guy out of their defense, out of coverage, and, just make sure that he's dedicated to stopping Lamar running the ball, because it's a hell of a lot easier to throw on 10 guys in coverage or, whatever it's going to be, 4 guys in coverage than it is 5 guys in coverage. And you got to make them really commit to that.
The Lamar straight drops, that's been the big problem all year to me, the way that the offense has been called. Setting Lamar back in these straight dropbacks with this offensive line, you cannot do that with Highsmith and Watt on the field. You can't do it.
See, that was the difference, though. I'm sorry. Oh, that was the difference with Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley dropped back and didn't think twice. It was 5 yards. Like, I think a lot of the time for that Packers game, we were ahead of the sticks a lot. It was not many third and longs. It was a lot of third and fours.
Yeah, that was Drew's whole point too. It was 3 steps, 1 read, nothing's there, run. That was
exactly.
It was simple.
And I don't know if I want Lamar to totally do that, because I do think that Lamar is capable of making throws that Tyler Huntley cannot. But again, there's got to be a quicker clock in Lamar's head. He's just got to know, I got to get rid of the ball here, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Big thing. Okay, the key to winning this game, no pun intended, Key. The key to winning this game is playing clean in 3 phases. The defense needs to force at least 1 turnover. The offense needs to go without turning the ball over, and special teams cannot cost us points. That's it.
Turnovers will be the name of the game for sure.
We get 1 turnover, we win the game. It's always a 1-possession game with Pittsburgh.
And I promise you, after hearing Aaron Rodgers talk after that Browns game, he's a little frustrated. And that's a guy that you can definitely knock off his game. You hit him a few fucking times and he's going to fold. He doesn't like getting hit. It's always been his thing. He's always rolling out of the pocket, getting rid of the ball, making sure he doesn't get fucking hit. You put him on his ass. He's fucking 43 years old. He's high on ayahuasca all the time. Like, make him want to go fucking do Jeopardy.
He's got 1 foot in retirement at all times.
Right.
So, just give him a reason to go all the way,
Fucking Travis Jones, anytime you get a fucking shot at him, make sure you fucking bury him. Mike Green, bury him. Kyle Van Noy, stay the fuck off the field.
Draymond.
Please.
I was about to mention him. I actually like Draymond.
I love Draymond. I love Draymond. He's not the best player skill-wise, but it's his fucking attitude.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. He's a glue dude to have in that rotation.
He reminds me a
good.
lot of
he is good. He is good, but it's the combination of his skill plus, like you said, the attitude, the swagger he's bringing to that defense. It has changed things, and you see, Marlon. People talk about Marlon's sick.
Loser.
Marlon, for all the dumbass mistakes he makes in coverage, the guy is a fucking turnover machine. He's
just a fucking. Remember Geno Stone? Remember Geno Stone had 7 picks. He's the Geno Stone this year.
He's also he's been forcing fumbles too. He's around the ball. So
and then every goddamn time I see him have to play a fucking cover 3 or a cover 2, he doesn't know what fucking route to carry.
I know, but I'd rather have him on the field. I'd rather just have. I'd rather have him available.
I just think he needs. I think this would help Marlon Humphrey for going forward. You just got to stay off being an outside corner. You're not an outside corner no more.
Yeah.
He's going to get his head out of his ass.
Move him in a nickel. Move him in a safety, and he's going to be good again.
I agree. I think he plays so physical.
Yeah, he plays physical.
You can't have him play safety though, because he can't fucking play zone. He doesn't. Marlon Humphrey.
No, I get it. I get it. But it's going to help him. He's going to help him mentally though. You get what I'm saying? The way he plays, it's going to help him mentally. Like when he plays nickel or he plays safety, he's going to be doing what makes him more simpler. When he plays outside corner, he's confused. He can't keep up with nobody no more. And it's just he plays less physical, and he wonders why he's getting destroyed out there. He can't keep up. He can't catch up to the routes. So I get what you're saying, Drew. Not that you're wrong about him, but if he wants to be good again, where people can have grace for him, have any more grace left for him, move him to that nickel or move him to that safety. One of those spots. I don't care, just for one of those spots. That outside corner, He's done. His career is done with outside corner.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a weekly text between Grant and I of there's Marlon Humphrey. Like Marlon's the moron that you call zone coverage, and he just goes and stands in his zone and doesn't actually cover anybody that's in his zone. He's like, and then he goes on tape. He's like, "Hey, look, guys, I'm standing in my zone." It's like, no, moron, you have to fucking cover somebody who's trying to catch the ball. You have to fucking tackle them. You have to, do your fucking job, and he just can't figure it out. And it drives me up a fucking wall because we're paying this guy top 5 corner money, and we are not getting top 5 corner return out of him. And then he wants to go on Twitter talking about how many hot dogs should I eat this week. Hey, how about you fucking, learn how to play zone coverage, moron. Learn the difference between cover 2 and cover 3. Learn what guy you got to fucking carry up the sideline and what guy you got to fucking jam off the line of scrimmage. We dodged a bullet not having DK Metcalf out there for them. Because that's the one guy that would have fucking
really
eaten.
That might have saved us. That might have saved
Yeah, he would eat Marlon alive. And he would eat Nate Wiggins alive because he's way bigger and way more physical than Nate Wiggins. It's not even Nate Wiggins' fault. Like, you have limitations as a 6'1", 180-pound corner. Like, it's okay. I forget who tweeted that. They got fucking crushed by all Ravens fans. And they're like, yeah, fuck you, you're hating on Nate. But it's true. I mean, he's undersized. He's small. He's 180 pounds. You get fucking thrown around like a rag doll sometimes. It fucking happens. But, like,
DK's probably going to go beat up Nate's mom in the stands.
Yeah, I mean, he might. I don't know. DK is a little bit unhinged, which, I wouldn't mind on the Ravens.
It's so fucking funny that they got rid of George Pickens and replaced him with DK Metcalf. He's just a more expensive George Pickens.
We could. What's crazy? That's 2 players we could have got on the Ravens. DK and Pickens. We could have got both.
Yeah,
of them.
I don't want either one
off of both.
So
I'm just saying, but we got Ajabo instead, and then we got was it Boykin instead?
King David. Don't speak badly about King David.
Future defensive player of the year. I'm a big Michigan fan.
Who's defensive player of the year?
I said future defensive player of the year, Jake. Clean your fucking
future defensive player of the year.
Yeah,
He's the future employee of the month at Whack Arnold's.
Would you not hire him at your Buffalo Wings, Jake?
You know what? I'll say this. Hey, you know what?
I got him on a job. No, actually, no. He took a dump on my doorstep. I can't hire him.
Good.
He's banned from all
fucking deserve it. All the shit you talked about him, Jake.
Hey, you know what?
I talk shit because he took a shit on my doorstep.
Good.
You know what's crazy? I give him this. I think David Jabo is not good anymore and waste of time, but
he got screwed.
Wait, hear me out.
Right.
But here's what I'm saying. I feel like look what we saw with Adafia Owe though. He wasn't getting no sacks. He wasn't doing nothing. We was getting disappointed in him. He went to them Chargers and got 7 sacks in 9 games. That man.
All they're asking him to do is pin his ears back and go rush the passer and do nothing else.
Yeah.
Ojabo is a sad story because when he popped his Achilles during the pro day, that's what really fucked him because he's never been right and lost that explosiveness. So he came into the league kind of raw as an edge rusher.
Yeah.
So he just kind of doomed.
That's why I said that's why I want to see some of these players with a much better coaching staff. What would Lamar Jackson look with Sean McVay or a Clint Kubiak or Eric Reed? Like, what would some of these players look like with a better coaching staff and a better system that
just somebody that lets them do what they're good at and stop trying to force them. John Harbaugh
instead of putting right tackles at left guard and putting
stop trying to force a square peg into a round hole. It doesn't fucking work.
And everything's got to be a trick. Everything's got to be a disguise. Just get a guy who's good at something and let him fucking do it.
And so actually to bring this back to Key's point about the Steelers game, like a lot of what Key said is just take what the defense gives you. You know what I mean? From an offensive standpoint, like just, if it's only 5 yards a carry and that's all they're giving you, just fucking stick with it. Keep doing it. It's going to work. You know what I mean?
Sounds like you're going to get a first down at least once every 3 plays.
Right. Jake quoted that, they give up 3.5 yards a carry with Harmon on the field. Well, if you carry the ball 3.5 yards 3 times, it's a first down every fucking time. So,
right.
You know what I mean? Just keep fucking sticking to it. They're not going to give up the big play to you. That's kind of what the Steelers do defensively is that they try to limit your ability to, get those big chunk plays. So you got to stay disciplined, stay within yourself. Take the short shit, take the underneath shit, and just fucking march your way down the field, get points every drive. And I would say even the flip side is true on defense. You know what I mean? The Steelers are going to look for that big play. That's kind of what their offense thrives on, is that they get those big chunk plays every once in a while. If you can limit those, and more importantly, limit yards after the catch, Gilman is going to give up catches. You know what I mean? Like, he's a small underside safety. Malachi Starks is going to give up catches. Nate Wiggins is going to give up catches sometimes. If you make the tackle right after they catch the ball, you're fine. No harm, no foul. It's
Keep
the same play
Jalen
that we
Warren
played.
in front of you. That's another one on the screens. Jalen Warren is the most dangerous, and Gainwell.
Gainwell
too. Catching the ball are those are the two you got to watch out for, because they don't really have a receiver who's going to take over the game.
I was about to say that.
If you let, you're going to, Adam Thielen's going to eat you alive for 3-4 yard catches. But if he just gets 3 yards and then you fucking drill him and he's not getting any yards after the catch, so fucking what? It's the same thing we did with Jamar Chase in that Bengals game. Yeah, he had 10 catches and 120 yards or whatever it was. But, when he caught the ball, he was getting tackled right away. He wasn't breaking the big play off of that. If defensively we can just do that and you can constantly get in Aaron Rodgers' face, I'm not saying you got to – I would love to sack him, 6-7 times. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, though. But if you're just fucking causing chaos and, bothering him and interrupting his timing, like, eventually we're going to get a big play. Eventually we're going to get a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, y'all, I need score predictions.
Yep.
And because we have 2 guests, I'm going to give y'all the first go. So, Big E, I need a score prediction and a bold prediction from you, since we already know the uniform combination. What you got?
Score prediction. Ravens 24. Steelers 13. And that's because the Steelers lost their tight end and Metcalf. I don't think they're going to be explosive on offense as we think. I think the defense might carry, but the offense won't be explosive. And the bold prediction is Lamar gets 3 touchdowns. That's my prediction.
3 passing or just 3 total?
3 total. Because he might mess around.
I like the rushing touchdown call.
Yeah, because he might mess around and catch a running touchdown and get hella hype because people talk about his injuries.
That's not wrong. I like that.
Yeah. Key. Who you with? What you got?
Score prediction, I'm going 26-16. And the reason I say 26-16, I think that it will be a few times where like our defense seems to give up those plays, but we always, like, this season it's been we bend but we don't break. So I think they'll get at least about 2 to 3 field goals. I think they'll score here probably like one time as far as a touchdown. But I'd like you just said, I don't think their offense will be a factor this game either. My bold prediction, I got to roll with my guy. I think Nate Wiggins is going to have a big game. I think he gets an interception this game. Yeah, I think that'll be the turnover that we needed.
I like
Trippy.
that.
There it is.
My score prediction going to be 33-17 Ravens.
Trippy's very close to my score.
Mine too.
I think.
Yeah, very close.
I think we're gonna score 4 touchdowns and we're gonna get 2 field goals. My bold prediction is Mike Green had 2 sacks.
Attaboy.
There you go. You're taking the medal.
Someone's got to do it every week. All right.
Someone's got to do it every week.
I love
so
it.
before we get into ours, we'll throw out Grant's. Even though he's supposed to be the op and pick against the Ravens, he picked the Ravens because even he knows they ain't losing this fucking game. He picked the Ravens to win 27-23. I forgot his bold prediction.
Hopkins, 2 touchdowns.
D-Hop 2 touchdowns. That's right.
Yeah.
That's what he rolled with. As for me, obviously, you know who I'm with. I'm with the Ravens. Give me 30-20. Actually, yeah, 31-20.
God damn it.
And
God damn it.
Aaron Rodgers. and Aaron Rodgers throws a game-breaking pick six, and that's what ices the game.
It's Nate Wiggins.
Who's gonna get it?
Who's gonna get it? I ain't gonna ride with Nate because that's your boy. I respect it, but I gotta go different. I'm going with the young. No, I'm not going with the young safety. I'm going with Kyle Hamilton. Do the right thing.
Hamilton, okay.
Rodgers will throw a screen. He'll tip it in the air. It'll be just like the one he had against the Browns.
I like that. Okay.
So I got 31-20 for the score as well. I just think it makes too much sense. Very close to Trippy. And Jake kind of scooped me there. Bold prediction. It's got to be a Ricard touchdown. It's got to be the week. So we're out of weeks here. So Patrick, let's do it.
All right.
I put my $10 down on you weekly. Religiously. Let's pay it off this week, Kyle or Patrick. Jesus, Kyle.
So my score is very, very close to Trippy's. Mine is 34-16. He was 33-17. And my prediction is Derrick Henry, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns.
All right.
Okay. All right.
And it's his
No,
birthday.
wait. You got to get a little bit bolder than that now. 2 touchdowns? You got to get a
150.
You got to get a little
150 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's a good
150
game.
yards. That was bold, but 2 touchdowns.
So I want to point this out. Derrick Henry is, I think, about 60 yards off the NFL rushing title lead right now, and I think he's way out ahead in touchdowns. He has 16 touchdowns. So
is Jonathan Taylor ahead of him in touchdowns?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Taylor had a really hot start. He's kind of faded since Daniel Jones.
I'm pretty sure I checked on this, and I think Derrick Henry is leading. Hang on, I'll check it one more time.
You might be right. I don't know.
Touchdowns. Oh, you're right. Okay. So Taylor's got 18 and Derrick Henry's got 16. So, yeah, if Derrick Henry gets 2 touchdowns and 150 yards, he's going to have a very clear shot at being the NFL rushing leader.
For sure.
So, 150 and 2 touchdowns is a huge game, especially with these stakes.
For sure.
Before we get up on out of here, I want to give y'all the floor for any final thoughts going into the game.
Download Who You With, Little Key. Play it on repeat until the
Pittsburgh.
Game. Fuck Pittsburgh. Fuck Mike Tomlin and his blood magic and his pregnant 19-year-old college girlfriend that's ruining his family. Fuck the Rooney family.
Fuck them terrible towels.
Yeah, fuck those yellow towels. They suck. Fuck TJ Watt. Surviving a murder attempt just to get your fucking heart ripped out on Sunday is going to be great. Yeah, go Ravens.
Hey, on that note of going and streaming Who You With, I set this to low key in my Spotify Wrapped. I think it was my number 1 song of 2025. I think I played it 202 times last year.
Yeah,
so
there it is.
Get on my level.
I mean, Metallica kind of, trumped Little Key. Anytime I golf, that's what I listen to is Metallica. So it's kind of, I golf a lot. So I'm sorry.
You
but
listen to Megadeth. Do the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Prayer on a Hill. Great song by Metallica. You guys should check it out.
I wanted to put there.
Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That shit right there. That's my shit right there.
Yeah, I just wanted to put it out there since I'm here. The thing that people don't know is what came of Daniel Falala thing, whatever that I've been doing, or that went viral and stuff. That was all because of Ben Cleveland, by the way. literally, I was like, bro, this dude's starting over Ben Cleveland, and I posted one video and I just called him Daniel Falala. And then before you know it, it just blew up.
That shit went nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, it blew up.
Mega viral.
Yeah, it went crazy.
Mega viral. I see it every game.
I was surprised.
I laugh every time too. I'm like 8 years old. I'm like 8 years old mentally, but.
Key, you got any releases coming out soon?
Yeah, I'm working on an album right now. I recently just signed a deal, so.
Nice.
Shit! There you go.
We're working on an album for 2026. I'm gonna say around like top of the summer is what it's looking like.
All right, song of the summer coming from Key, June 2026.
I'm gonna pre-save that on Spotify.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna save it on Apple because I'm an iPhone user and I'm a normal person, unlike Will. So
Appreciate that, man.
Support everybody you hear up here, man. For real.
Love.
100%.
As far as for the Ravens, my last words is defense. I think the defense will be the factor. The offense, I don't think we're gonna have to worry about, but the defense, come on, man. We need y'all to show up.
100%.
That is factual. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this week. We'll be back next week to discuss what the fuck happened, this, that, and the other. Grant's gonna be back with his BBC lists, hopefully. But meanwhile, it's time for me to die. So
There it is.